Emirates is widely considered one of the world's best airlines, including in economy class. But just how good is Emirates economy class? Join me as we take a look at what it's like to fly on board Emirates A380 economy class on a flight from Milan to Dubai. Welcome to the beautiful city of Milan, Italy's second biggest city. I am here at the Milano Centrale station, where I will catch a train to get to the airport. My flight departs from Milan Malpensa Airport, which is the busiest of Milan's airports. The train from Milano Centrale station takes roughly 40 minutes, a similar amount of time to a taxi, but it's a lot cheaper. Another option to get to the airport is the bus. I believe the Malpensa Express train goes roughly every 30 minutes. I pre-purchased a ticket online for I believe a cost of €13. By the way, there was a ticket inspector who was checking tickets on the train. I found the Malpensa Express to be a pretty smooth and a nice and easy train ride. The train seems to stop at both terminals. I got off at Terminal 1, since that's where Emirates operates out of. Terminal 1 here at Milan Malpensa Airport opened in 1998. It's the largest of Milan's two terminals. There's my flight to Dubai. Check-in for my flight today will be located at aisle/row 17. After I had got a little bit distracted, I went to the check-in area where there were separate lines for priority, economy, and people who had checked in online. There was no line when I checked in, so it was pretty quick. The check-in staff were amazing. They were very kind and friendly. Since it wasn't a very full flight, they blocked the seat next to me, which was very nice. Thanks to my Qantas Gold status, I was able to get some fast-track security. This was at the boarding pass and baggage scanning area. After that, there seems to be a bunch of duty-free before two different concourses. I'm guessing that one is for Schengen flights and the other is for non-Schengen flights, but I might be wrong. Being Milan, I wasn't surprised to see that there were lots of high-end shopping brands such as Gucci. Once I made it to passport control, it was quick and easy. After I'd done a bit of plane spotting, I went to check out the Emirates Lounge, because they do actually have their own lounge here. The food offerings looked fantastic. They seemed very well presented. By the way, I was able to get lounge access thanks to my Qantas Gold status, as I booked my flight as a Qantas codeshare flight number. And by the way, the lounge staff were also amazing and super friendly and helpful. Founded in 1985, Emirates is a very well-known airline, and is widely considered a luxury airline and one of the best out there. Emirates is also known for its unique fleet, which consists of a total of 247 aircraft, excluding freighter and VIP planes, with 10 Boeing 777-200LRs, 121 Boeing 777-300ERs, which they are the largest operator of, and 116 Airbus A380s, which they are also the largest operator of, and took delivery of the last A380 built. One of Emirates A380s will be my ride to Dubai, more specifically Alpha 6 Echo Oscar India, which is just pulling into the gate here after a flight from New York. It's a 2014 built Airbus A380-861, which was delivered new to Emirates in 2015. As far as I'm aware, this aircraft is not painted in Emirates' newest livery, but for a relatively short period of time, it was painted in the Journey to the Future special livery. By the way, when I originally booked this flight, it was supposed to be a Boeing 777, but not long after I booked it, it was changed to an A380. Before it was time to board, I did a bit more plane spotting and got something to eat. There was a decent amount of places to get food and drinks, but not many in the area where the gates are. Boarding started just a few minutes late or so, and was done by zones.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
After a friendly welcome from the crew, welcome on board an Emirates A380. I believe this one is in an all-economy class layout on the main deck, featuring 429 seats in a 343 layout. I believe these seats are made by Safran, but I'm not sure of the details. On the upper deck, I believe there to be 14 first-class seats, as well as 76 business class seats, both in a 1-2-1 layout. My seat for this flight will be 73k. Waiting for me on my seat was a pair of headphones, which I'll check out later, as well as a pillow, which actually seems to have a single-use cover, something I didn't expect to see on Emirates, and also a blanket. Now let's take a quick look at the seat features. I like that they have the seat number on the side of the armrest. The legroom feels like about 32 inches, which I believe is what it's supposed to be. There's a mini seat back pocket which contains the safety card, and then the main seat back pocket seems to contain the magazine. There's a bifoldable tray table, and on the back of that there's a cup holder, there's a coat hook, here's the remote, which is for the IFE, but it also has its own screen on it. There's an audio plug and a USB-A port. There's a pretty big IFE, which is adjustable. It doesn't look massive because the seat is so wide. We'll check out its contents later. There are universal power sockets on the back of the seat, but I believe they are only on the A, B, D, F, H and J seats. There's a headrest, which is stiff, but it is adjustable. The seat back padding is pretty solid. There is some recline. And by the way, window seat passengers have a little more space because of the curve between the seat and the window, which is one of the many good things about the A380. On the A380, at least on the main deck, the overhead bins seem to be a bit higher, which helps it to be a bit more spacious.
This flight to Dubai. Welcome back to Emirates Skyways members. Our multinational cabin crew on board taken from 15 countries, speak 14 languages. Anything to have you, please let us know.
The safety video soon played, with separate safety videos played in what I think was Arabic and also English. It's now time for pushback, about 10 minutes early. As I said earlier, it wasn't a very full flight, so I was able to get 3 seats to myself, which I was excited about.
مكان سترة النجاة التي توجد أسفل المقعد أو بجانبه.
To show you the safety features of this Emirates flight, and we need your full attention. Your baggage should be securely stowed in the overhead lockers. By now, your TV screen, tray table and footrest should be folded away. Your window blinds should be open and your seat in the upright position. It is illegal to smoke on board, including using or charging electronic smoking devices. All toilets have smoke detectors. In the unlikely event of an emergency landing, please brace yourself like this against the seat in front of you. Move it from the container and pull it over your head. Flight with Emirates.
With new movies added all the time, from Hollywood, Bollywood and beyond. Switch to the Air Show channel and know exactly where you are in the world find out what's below, how fast we're flying, and when we'll arrive. Pick up Emirates Red magazine for brands including Apple, Creed, and Bodicea the Victorious.
It's so cool having these external cameras. The first camera was a bit dirty, but oh well. It's now time for takeoff on runway 35 right.
اليوم على تطبيق طيران الإمارات. ما عليك سوى فتح التطبيق على هاتفك واختيار رحلة اليوم والانتقال إلى قائمة الطعام والمشروبات. يمكنك أيضا عرض قائمة على شبكة الواي فاي الخاصة بنا تنشر باقة الواي فاي وتصل بشبكة on air. Please check your browser for today's download and Emirates app. Simply open the app on your phone, select today's trip and go to
Now that we're in the air, let's take a look at the in-flight entertainment screen. The in-flight entertainment screen has a fantastic selection of particularly movies, but also TV shows. Emirates seem to have more movie categories than some airlines have movies. There's also podcasts, live TV, games, music, and a surprisingly older looking in-flight map. But there's also information and cameras, so it's fine. Also, the screen is relatively responsive. Overall, I found it to be an amazing in-flight entertainment screen, which I believe has one of the largest selections of movies in the aviation industry. I certainly won't be getting bored on this flight. About 50 minutes or so after takeoff, I noticed the crew coming around with what I'm guessing was special meals. The options for the main meal were chicken rice or beef lasagna. By the way, you can view the menu for your Emirates flight online before you actually get on the plane, which I think is really cool. I think some of the options for drinks included Pepsi, 7-Up, apple juice, mango juice, and I believe there were also alcoholic beverages available. But I wasn't exactly in a position to ask, so I'm going off the menu when I say that. A tea and coffee service was to follow. I went for the chicken rice, which was served alongside a bread roll, some butter, cheese and crackers, a little chocolate, a refreshing towelette, a bulgur salad, a chocolate salted caramel brownie, Hiding underneath the bread roll was a Belgian choc chunk cookie. There's a cutlery packet and a bottle of water. Wow, that's a lot of food. To accompany my meal, I went for a mango juice, which was nice and not overly artificial. The pan-fried chicken was pretty good, but not great. The chicken itself was tasty, but if I'm being picky, a very tiny bit on the drier side. Still good though. Oh, and in the cutlery packet, there was metal cutlery, which I find gives the meal a bit more of a premium feel. The sauce was very tasty, and the rice was nice, but I personally am not a big fan of cooked carrot, nor very soft broccoli. But I ate the broccoli anyway, and I'm sure some people might like it. The salad was okay. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was very basic and needed some flavour, so I wouldn't say it was good either. The cheese and crackers were good. The salted caramel mousse cake brownie thing was delicious. Definitely the best part of the meal for me. The cookie was also very good. Both were quite rich in flavour. By the way, the crew did say that they would come around and collect my tray later, but that didn't happen. They probably just forgot. That happens. Anyway, it's now time for an Emirates A380 lavatory review. The lavatory has some nice wooden touches, it's a nice size, and has some hand and body lotion among other things. I found it to be a very smooth flight, and the cabin was kept at quite a good temperature, I thought. Around an hour and 45 minutes before landing, the crew came around offering ice cream as well as a drink service. I opted for a 7-Up as the drink. The crew gave me this popcorn, which I'm guessing was available upon request. And the ice cream was very creamy but nice. This was served during a beautiful sunset over what I believe was the Saudi Arabian desert. Before descent, I went for a little walk around the cabin, which again was pretty empty. By the way, here are the Wi-Fi options. There seems to be free Wi-Fi for Skywards members. Otherwise, there's different options available at what I think are pretty reasonable prices. I took a screenshot, which would have just been on screen.
Gentlemen, very good evening to your captain. Shuttle start of descent into Dubai International Airport. Temperature in Dubai this evening is 29 degrees Celsius.
Around top of descent, there was a bit of turbulence.
Find out more during the line at everydaylivefoundation.org. Seats in front of you in the overhead locker. The seat must be upright with the armrest down, your seatbelt securely fastened.
By the way, the crew were very friendly, up for a chat, and seemed very chill. I actually spent a fair bit of the flight chatting to the crew, which was fun. As we descend into Dubai, allow me to quickly conclude my flight with Emirates. Check-in in Milan was a great experience, with not much of a wait and amazing staff. The Emirates Lounge in Milan looked great, but I wasn't able to spend much time there. Boarding was done well, I thought, and by zones. The seat was great, even though the seats I experienced on this flight aren't the newest Emirates has to offer. I'll encounter those on my connecting flight, a trip report about which I'll publish in 2 weeks from when I release this one. If I didn't have a spare seat next to me, then not having a universal power socket on my seat would have been a little bit of an annoyance. The meal service had an amazing quantity of food. Some parts of the meal tasted amazing, and others tasted pretty average. But considering I assumed the catering wasn't from Emirates Hub in Dubai, and the quantity of food, I'd still say it was a great meal service. The snack service wasn't anything special, but nothing much was needed after the big first meal. Also, the crew were very friendly, as I said earlier, and will soon pull into the gate in Dubai, I believe about half an hour early. Overall, I had an incredible flight with Emirates. The flight itself was great, but what made this flight special was the staff. All of the Emirates staff I met were amazing, very helpful and very friendly. I also love flying on the A380. It's very quiet and comfortable for passengers based on my experience. Stay tuned to see what my connecting flight to Melbourne was like. Now enjoy the rest of the approach and landing at Dubai International Airport.
مرحبا بكم في مطار دبي الدولي، حيث التوقيت المحلي هنا يجري حوالي الساعة 9:40 مساء، ودرجة الحرارة الخارجية حوالي 29 درجة مئوية. الأبقى الأحزمة مربوطة إلى أن تطفأ إشارة ربط أحزمة المقاعد. قبل مغادرتنا اليوم يرجى أتأكد من أخذ جميع ممتلكاتكم الخاصة بمقاعدكم. نشكركم لسفركم مع طيران الإمارات، كما نرجو أن تكونوا قد استمتعتم برحلتكم آملين أن نكون في خدمتكم مرة أخرى في المستقبل. شكرا وإلى اللقاء.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dubai International Airport. Local time is 9:35 and temperature is 29 degrees Celsius. Please keep your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been switched off. Before leaving us today, please check your seat area and your personal belongings. I'd like to thank you for flying Emirates. We hope you enjoyed your flight and look forward to seeing you again soon. Cabin crew, clear to open doors.
As we disembark, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching today's video. A like and subscription if you enjoyed.
Bye, thank you. See ya.
Would be very much appreciated and would help out me and the channel a lot, but if you don't want to, that's okay too. I posted updates of this trip and many others on my Instagram at aviation763_, so feel free to check that out if you'd like. And last but most certainly not least, thank you to all of my incredible Patreons for helping to make these videos possible. Their support is truly so much appreciated, and I couldn't do what I do without them, so thank you so much to them. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you my next one, next Saturday at 5 PM Melbourne time, which will still be a bit of a trip report, but something a little bit different, so I hope to see you there.